Welcome students to the chapter number 6 of Fluid Mechanics and Machinery, Centrifugal Pump Part 2. The multi-stage of centrifugal pump is that the pump consists of two or more impellers. The impellers may be mounted on the same shaft or on different shafts. A multi-stage pump has two important functions. One is to produce a high head and another is to discharge a large quantity of liquid. Thus, if a high head is to be developed, the impellers may be connected in series, and for having large quantity of discharge of liquid, the impellers may be connected in parallel. For developing a high head, a number of impellers are mounted in series or on the same shaft as in the figure. The water from the suction pipe enters the first impeller at inlet and is discharged at outlet with increased pressure. Then the water with increased pressure from the outlet of the first impeller is taken into the inlet of the second impeller with the help of a connecting pipe. And at the outlet of the second impeller, the pressure of water will be more than the pressure of water at the outlet of the first impeller. Thus, if more impellers are mounted on the same shaft, then the pressure at the outlet will be increased further. So, the total head developed is equal to small n into hm, where n is the number of identical impellers mounted on the same shaft. hm is the head developed by each impeller. In that case, the discharge passing through each impeller is kept constant. To obtain high discharge, the pump should be connected in parallel as in the figure. Each of the pumps lifts the water from a common pump and discharges water to a common pipe to which the delivery pipes of each pump is connected. Each of the pump is working against the same head. So, the total discharge is equal to small n into Q, where n is the number of identical pumps arranged in parallel and Q is the discharge from one pump. Now, what is priming? It is the method of removing air from the impeller, pump casing and suction pipe of a centrifugal pump. If it is not done, then air will be left within the pump. In such case, the atmospheric pressure will not be able to force the liquid to flow through the suction pipe into the impeller. So, this method is necessary to work a pump satisfactorily. The different methods of priming are manual priming, vacuum priming and self-priming. In manual priming, the air is removed by pouring the liquid into the pump casing until the liquid overflows from the casing. In vacuum priming, the air is removed from the suction side of the pump by an ejector to create vacuum in the suction side. In self-priming method, the air removing device is incorporated in the pump itself. When the pump is started, this device starts removing the air from the pump. Cavitation is the phenomenon of formation of vapor bubbles of a flowing liquid in a region where the pressure of the liquid falls below its vapor pressure and sudden collapsing of these vapor bubbles in a region of higher pressure. When these bubbles collapse, a very high pressure is created, and the metallic surfaces above which these vapor bubbles collapse are subjected to these high pressures, which cause the pitting action of the surface, and thus the cavities are formed on the metallic surface with considerable noise and vibrations. When the pressure of the flowing liquid is less than the vapor pressure, then the liquid starts boiling and the vapor bubbles are formed. These vapor bubbles are carried along with the flowing liquid to a higher pressure zones where these vapor condense and bubbles collapse. Due to sudden collapsing of the bubbles on the metallic surface, the high pressure is produced and these surfaces are subjected to high local stresses, and this caused the damage to the surfaces. Some precautions should be taken against cavitation, such as the pressure of the flowing liquid in any part of hydraulic system should not be allowed to fall below its vapor pressure. If the flowing liquid is water, then the absolute pressure head should not be below 2.5 meter of water. And some special materials or coating such as aluminium, bronze and stainless steel, which are cavitation resistant materials, should be used. The effects of cavitation are: the metallic surfaces are damaged and cavities are formed on the surfaces. Considerable noise and vibrations are produced due to sudden collapse of vapor bubble. The efficiency of the turbine decreases due to the cavitation, and due to the pitting action of the surface of the turbine blades, it becomes rough and force exerted by water on the turbine blades decreases. So, the work done by water or output horsepower becomes less, so the efficiency decreases. In centrifugal pump, the cavitation may occur at the inlet of the impeller of the pump or at the suction side of the pump, where the pressure is considerably reduced. So, if the pressure at the suction side of the pump drops below the vapor pressure of the liquid, the cavitation may occur. The cavitation in a pump can be noted by a sudden drop in efficiency and head. So, to determine whether the cavitation will occur in any portion of the suction side of the pump, the critical value of Thomas cavitation factor, that is sigma, is calculated, which is given by sigma is equal to HB minus HS minus HLS divided by capital H. Instead of HB in the equation, we can write H atmosphere minus HV minus HS minus HLS divided by capital H, where H atmosphere is the atmospheric pressure head in meter of water or absolute pressure head at the liquid surface in pump. HV is the vapor pressure head in meter of water. HS is the suction pressure head in meter of water. HLS is the head loss due to friction in the suction pipe. And capital H is the head developed by the pump. Part 2 of centrifugal pump is now completed. We'll be back with part 3 very soon. Thank you students for listening the lecture.